All right, welcome. Let's jump right into this explainer. Think of this as your ultimate go-to study guide on INEC and its absolutely crucial role in Nigerian democracy. Whether you're cramming for a major exam or you just want a really clear breakdown of how our elections are actually run, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to make this super easy to remember, so let's get started.
To keep things moving and help you revise efficiently, we've broken this down into 6 quick sections. Understanding INEC's independence, the chairman, preparing the voters, managing political parties, organizing election day operations, and declaring the winners.
Starting off with Section 1, Understanding INEC's Independence. Let's unpack exactly what that stands for.
So, INEC, it stands for the Independent National Electoral Commission. If you're taking notes for your exams, you'll want to remember this exact definition. It is the official umbrella body created by the government to organize, supervise, and run public elections in Nigeria. Whenever you see a public election happening anywhere in the country, this is the exact group making the whole shebang happen, from start to finish.
Now, the absolute most critical word in that entire name is independent. In a working democracy, this means they have to act like a perfectly unbiased sports umpire, a ref who doesn't play favorites. An independent umpire never takes sides and is absolutely never controlled by the sitting president, any politician, or any political party. Because think about it, if they were taking orders from politicians, they wouldn't be an unbiased umpire anymore, right? Without that strict independence, the entire system just falls apart.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, the chairman of INEC. Let's look at the leadership.
An organization with this much weight on its shoulders needs a seriously qualified person at the helm. For your exams, you absolutely must know this name. The current chairman of INEC is Professor Joesh Ojo Amupitan. Definitely commit his qualifications to memory, too. He's a highly distinguished professor of law and is senior advocate of Nigeria. You'll often see that written as SAN. And he was appointed to lead the body in October 2025. So lock in those 3 things: the name, the SAN qualification, and that October 2025 appointment date.
All right, Section 3, preparing the voters. So we have an independent body, a highly qualified leader, but what do they actually do all day?
Well, they have 10 key functions, and long before Election Day ever arrives, INEC is incredibly busy checking off the first few. First up, registering eligible voters. They run what's called the Continuous Voter Registration, or CVR, which registers Nigerian citizens as soon as they turn 18. Second, dividing constituencies. It's like a giant puzzle. They map out and divide the country into specific voting districts so every single area gets fair representation. And third, voter education. They're actively out there teaching citizens their civic rights, showing them exactly how to cast their ballots, and crucially, explaining why no one should ever sell their vote.
And all that intense preparation leads directly to another major function: issuing the PVC, or Permanent Voter Card. INEC prints and hands out these cards, and they act as the official ID you absolutely must show at your polling unit. Without it, no way, you are not allowed to vote. It is literally your physical ticket to participating in the democracy.
Next up, Section 4, managing political parties. Once the voters are ready, how does INEC handle the actual politicians?
Well, INEC acts as a very strict regulator here, bringing us to 3 more of their 10 key functions. Number 1, registering political parties. They thoroughly screen and clear political associations, formally turning them into officially recognized parties. Number 2, monitoring party campaigns. They keep a really close eye on campaigns to make sure everyone is playing by the rules, sticking to timelines, and keeping the peace before Election Day. And number 3, auditing party finances. They dig into the accounts to monitor exactly where political parties are getting their funds.
Actually, let's pause on that last point for a second, because it's absolutely crucial. The entire reason INEC audits those political accounts is to make sure nobody, and I mean nobody, spends more money than the legal limit allowed for campaigns. That is exactly how they enforce a fair playing field for everyone.
So, we've got the voters and the parties sorted. Let's hit Section 5, organizing Election Day operations. What happens when it's finally go time? To pull off the big day, INEC takes 2 massive steps, covering 2 more of their core functions. Step 1, they recruit and train staff. Guys, it takes a massive workforce to run a nationwide election, so they hire and train thousands of permanent and temporary workers. A huge tip for your exams, this heavily includes NYSC members who step up as ad hoc staff to man the polling stations. Step 2 is organizing and conducting the elections. They set the dates and directly manage the voting across the country for major positions. We're talking president, state governors, and the national and state assemblies.
And finally, Section 6, declaring the winners.
The polls are closed, the votes are in. How does this whole cycle wrap up?
This brings us to their final, and definitely most anticipated, key functions. First, INEC has to securely count and collate all the final votes from around the country. Once that math is verified, they officially announce the election results. But the job isn't actually done until they issue a physical certificate of return to the successful candidates. That specific certificate is the ultimate proof that a candidate has rightfully, officially won their election.
So, before you close your books and finish reviewing these notes for your exams, I really want to leave you with a question to chew on. We've just walked through their massive functions, from registering 18-year-olds to auditing political war chests, all the way to declaring the president. Given the sheer weight of all these responsibilities, can a democracy truly survive or even function without a completely independent umpire? Keep that in the back of your mind as you study. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Study hard, and I will see you in the next one.